On this video we're taking a look at our NCAAB parlays for the games that are happening on Thursday, January 27, 2022. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 500 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting picks that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Our first parlay pick for today will be Ohio State versus Minnesota. Ohio State win -6.5. Both teams are banged up heading into this game, but I am much more concerned about Minnesota. Ohio State travels to Minnesota on Thursday after what was a 9-day layoff because their game with Nebraska was cancelled due to COVID in the Cornhusker program. Both teams are going to be somewhat shorthanded as Minnesota will be without Eric Curry, ankle, and potentially Jamison Battle, non-COVID illness. Meanwhile, Ohio State will be without Justice Suing and Seth Towns and could also be without Michie Johnson and Jamari Wheeler, who are game-time decisions. Curry will be sorely missed by Minnesota as he is their post defender, and his absence leaves the Gophers exposed against Player of the Year candidate Edge Liddell. Without Curry, Minnesota's defense allows 1.06 PPP, which is up from 0.89 PPP when he is in the lineup. Hooplands. Similar to the expected defensive struggles of Minnesota, Ohio State could struggle offensively if both Wheeler and Johnson miss this game. Their combined absence would leave Ohio State thin at the guard position, forcing Malaki Branham and Cedric Russell to play a vast majority, if not all of the guard minutes. The Golden Gophers cannot afford to be missing some of their top players because they do not have much depth. In fact, they rank number 355 in bench minutes, so several key players being ruled out would doom them. They have not had much success against Ohio State in the past anyway, losing 14 of the last 19 meetings. The Buckeyes are shooting well from everywhere on the floor and have more momentum coming into this game. Ohio State does not have a ton of impressive wins this season, but it has taken care of business against lesser opponents. The Buckeyes have lost 4 games, with those contests coming against Xavier, then number 23 Florida, Indiana and then number 13 Wisconsin. They also beat the Badgers in December, splitting the season series. Ohio State has bounced back from the loss to Wisconsin with a pair of wins over Penn State and UP. The Buckeyes easily covered as 33.5-point favorites in the 83-37 win over the Panthers. They were scheduled to face Nebraska last Saturday, but that game was postponed due to COVID-19. This will be their first game in 9 days. All things considered, Liddell will be the best player on the floor, and the Ohio State offense is surely going to run through him even more than it already does. Without Curry, Minnesota is going to struggle to defend Liddell. With over a week off to prepare for this game, expect Coach Holtman to have a game plan ready and for the shorthanded Buckeye offense to be too much for the shorthanded Golden Gopher defense. Keep a lookout for news about Wheeler and Johnson. If either of them play, the spread could grow. Our second parlay pick will be Loyola Marymount versus Gonzaga. Gonzaga win -27. Gonzaga has established itself as one of the best teams in college basketball this season, and welcoming a middle-of-the-standings team to town means the opportunity for a big win. Gonzaga has the size and length to limit the Lions' ability to find any success on the offensive side of things. Beyond that, Gonzaga's offense, which is averaging nearly 90 points per game, is sure to be problematic for the Lions to slow down their match. Loyola Marymount will make the trip up to Spokane to try and pull off what would be the biggest upset of the college basketball season. The Lions find themselves near the bottom of the WCC after a blowout loss at home to St. Mary's. The Lions allowed the Gales to score 83 points on 54.2% shooting from the field, and the lack of defense has been the Lions' biggest issue all season. Ranking 244th in scoring defense, the Lions allow their opponents to score 71.2 points per game on average, and a matchup against the freight train that is the Gonzaga Bulldogs is frightening. Additionally, according to Covers.com, Loyola Marymount is 0-5 ATS in their last 5 games against a team with a winning percentage above .600. For Gonzaga, they are 3-0-1 ATS in their last 4 games overall, are 3-0-1 ATS in their last 4 games following a straight-up win, and are 3-1-1 ATS in their last 5 games against a team with a winning straight-up record. Gonzaga has been on a tear since losing to Alabama in early December. The Bulldogs are winners of 8 straight games, where they are averaging 94.6 points per game, and their margin of victory during this stretch is 26.6. Gonzaga is coming off of a win against San Francisco, a game that was actually tied early in the second half until Gonzaga put their foot on the gas and used a 27-run to pull away for good. Drew Timm and Chet Holmgren are the anchors for arguably the best frontcourt in the country, and they combined to score 45 points in the win over San Francisco last week. Gonzaga has proven themselves as one of the best teams in the country this season, and with Loyola Marymount coming to town, there isn't a doubt that they'll come away with a win again. They are elite on both sides of the ball, especially when stacking up against conference foes, and their depth is crucial. Gonzaga hasn't lost since their non-conference matchup against Alabama and has been making quick work of West Coast Conference opponents ever since. Sitting a perfect 11-0 at home, the Bulldogs will look for another successful game. Loyola Marymount has struggled to look competitive against teams near the top of the WCC standings. The Lions lost their matchups against San Francisco and St. Mary's by an average of 28 points. I believe they are going to struggle to contain the Bulldogs' offense, especially on the interior. Take the Bulldogs. Our third parlay pick will be Stanford vs Southern California, USC, Stanford win +11. Stanford delivered USC its first loss of the season when these teams met in Palo Alto earlier this month. It was definitely their best win of the season, made possible by an 18-8 run to close the game. Freshman forward Harrison Ingram was the best player on the floor that night, and when that happens, Stanford is an interesting team. This weekend, with road games at USC and then UCLA, probably decides whether this can be an at-large team in the NCAA tournament. Following a disappointing loss to Arizona on the road, the Stanford Cardinal returned home and responded with a tight 79-76 win over the Arizona State Sun Devils. Stanford had a 10-point lead at halftime and was up by 15 at one moment, but the Cardinal dropped that lead and had to rally to snatch a victory. The Cardinal couldn't cover a -5.5 spread, which is the third straight game in which they failed to cover. Stanford dropped to a 7-9 1-ATS record. Even though the Cardinal shot only 38.0% from the floor opposite the Sun Devils' 52.5%, they made 32 free throws, while the visitors hit 7, which made a big difference in this one. Since that loss, USC has gone 4-1. They have dropped in the rankings, but I am not sure they deserve to be there anyway. USC's metrics are all very good, though they are not quite elite on offense or defense. When they play teams below a certain level, they are going to clobber them, but they are going to be in a lot of dogfights this season too. I do like them to be better against Stanford at home than they were on the road. The markets are not showing much respect for the fact that the Cardinal won the last time they played. That was a combination of USC not being a dominant team and the Cardinals being good enough to compete, especially at home. Stanford had the last run of the game, and it was enough to get the job done. I expect the Trojans to be better and more comfortable at home, but they are not going to dominate. No upset this time, but the Cardinal can hang with the Trojans. Disclaimer: no financial advice. The information on this channel is provided for education and informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. The information contained in or provided from or through this channel is not intended to be and does not constitute financial advice, investment advice, trading advice, or any other advice. The information on this channel and provided from or through this channel is general in nature and is not specific to you, the user, or anyone else. You should not make any decision, financial, investment, trading, or otherwise, based on any of the information presented on this channel without undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional broker or financial advisory.